Art is in the rangoli we make. Art is on the color that Dara puts on the gate. In my art class, but mom, I only color and draw, and that's the art I know. So mummy said, come on, Pan, more art Mansa will show. She is going to open the magic door. She's going to tell you that art is this much and that much more. So, Mansa, a very, very warm welcome on our first episode of Art Integration.
Thank you so much, Sonia. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks a ton. My favorite topic.
Yes, and deep appreciation for the time you've taken and for the audience. I have to tell you that Mansa is this artist who doesn't have a care in the world, a true artist who lives her art. She's a great cook and she runs this beautiful channel called Mansa Mosi with her cooking. And I feel it's one art because I watch it every time that you take it on, Mansa. So I am going to be introducing you as a master chef and art with, cooking and food also. So Mansa not only does curriculum, but I also have seen her grow very with no inhibitions. And I think that for me is the way I look at an artist, Mansa. So I welcome you not only as somebody who works with curriculum, but somebody who's an artist from the heart.
Thank you so much, Sonia. You make me feel 10 feet tall. So,
Yes.
right.
So it's going to be our it's going to be a special day because it kind of helps me to talk about a topic which is a little confusing. So we'll start with simply asking you to give us your interpretation of art integration.
Um, so, Sonia, when first of all, when we talk of art, we're not just talking of paintings or in that sense, we're talking of visual arts, we're talking of performing arts, like dance, drama, theater. We are talking of, like you rightly said, culinary arts, even martial arts. So art is this whole spectrum of you name it and you can call it art. Secondly, for me, when we specifically talk of art integration, I see three distinct levels of how art integration happens in schools. There is art when it is used as a pedagogical tool, when it is used as a means to teach something in a core academic subject. Uh, so this is the art integration that we see in most schools, and this is what CBSE is also advocating. The second type of art integration is a little difficult, tricky, because here we are talking of uh, the art teacher looking at her art syllabus and her art learning outcomes, and we are looking at the subject teacher with her syllabus and her learning outcomes, and both the teachers working on a single project or a single sort of part of the syllabus, where they work simultaneously, and both the teachers through that single project try to complete their own learning outcomes. And this is something which is becomes very it needs a lot of planning and a lot of practice, so it's not so prevalent in most schools. But there are schools where they have, the art and the subject curricula going parallel together. And this is what we also call as transdisciplinary. And then we also have certain schools which use art not to teach a specific subject, but just to broaden the horizon, just to teach children 21st century skills like critical thinking, creativity. So that's the kind of collaboration where art is brought into the classrooms, not to teach a specific concept or a specific subject, but just to make the children inquire, to connect them to inquiry based learning, just to broaden the horizon, just to get them to start questioning, just to look at things in a different perspective. So these are the three ways that I personally see how art is being integrated in schools all across the world.
All right. So that gives us a very, very clear मनसा का ये भी कहना है कि आर्ट को हम वो किस नजरिए से देखती हैं, वो देखती हैं जहाँ पे आर्ट को आप एक करिकुलम में डालते हैं। दूसरा देखते हैं जब आर्ट टीचर और सब्जेक्ट टीचर आर्ट को ढालने की अपने अपने लर्निंग आउटकम्स में कोशिश करते हैं। और तीसरा और जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज जो वो आर्ट की तरफ देखती हैं, वो आर्ट को बस सिर्फ आर्ट के लिए इस्तेमाल करना, जहाँ पे बच्चा या एडल्ट या टीचर बस आर्ट को एंजॉय कर रहा है। वो एक बहुत जरूरी तरीका है आर्ट को देखने का। सो ऑल द थ्री वेज आर एब्सोल्युटली logical, and yes, we do see these things around. So Mansa, in a world where teachers are so worried about syllabus completion, and every time I remember whenever we talk to them about a particular topic, they will say that, oh, there was no time, we had to miss this out, I had to complete my syllabus. So does art help in learning of subjects, and how does it help?
So art flows beautifully into any subject for that matter. I mean, it just seamlessly blends into whatever you want to teach. And when you use art in the classroom, especially when you are trying to teach very, very abstract concepts in science, social sciences, art helps in concretizing these abstract subjects. When you bring in art, these concepts get visualized, and immediately, the children find it easier to grasp. For example, when you use storytelling for speaking listening skills, you could just sit and talk about the dry rules of grammar and it will never sink in. But the moment you bring in the drama of storytelling into the classroom, the language just becomes so dynamic. I mean, I have seen a maths teacher actually using dance steps to teach children addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Getting two children to come together and step across, it's brilliant. And learning this way leads to a very, very long lasting deep understanding of whatever is being taught in the class. And also at the same time, it obviously fosters appreciation of whatever art form that you might be using. And Sonia, especially with children who have learning disabilities, art in the classroom works wonders. I mean, I don't have the time to show you the research data here, but I mean, children who have learning disabilities respond so well when art is used in the classrooms. So, I mean, all this thing about syllabus complete nahi hota hai. One is not asking them to do the academics and in addition do art. We are talking of actually completing the syllabus using
With
art. And in the long run, if you see, even if it takes longer time to little longer to finish whatever the syllabus or the chapter or the topic, when you are doing art activities, in the long run you save time on remediation, retesting, all that kind of thing, and the learning is much deeper, longer lasting. So it's a win-win situation. I mean, why would you not want to do it, put more time teaching them rather than waste your time in remediation later on?
You know, now, Mansa, now that you're telling me this, it's interesting. There's a young girl who wanted me to help her to pass her class 10th. Now she's from a Hindi medium, thing in UP, and she has never studied English. And she brings that the kunji, the thing, and tells me, "आप मुझे पढ़ा दो." Now I open and I go to the grammar portion, and for the first time she hears the word noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. I thought these four things at least let me try and help her to learn. So when the minute I would bend towards her and say noun kya hai, she would go back because she could not remember what a noun is. I tried, I gave her flashcards, etc. Then I said कि चलो अब ताली चुटकी बजाते हैं. So she was a little taken aback. So I said, okay, चलो ताली चुटकी बजाते हैं, तुम्हें हम एक व्याकरण का गाना सुनाते हैं. Suddenly she looked up. She loves singing, huh? So she started singing. ताली चुटकी बजाते हैं, व्याकरण का गाना गाते हैं. I said, मैं एक नाम बोलूंगी, अब तुम इंग्लिश का नाम आपसे सुन पाते हैं. तो अब चलो बताओ संज्ञा क्या है. तो थकट से she said noun. क्रिया क्या है वो. I said, wow. 3 days I've been trying to teach her. And then the most interesting was when I told her visheshan, So she said adjective. And when I said kriya visheshan, she said adverb. I actually looked at it and I said, yeah, this was just something to get her fear out. So yeah, what you're saying is so correct, that if perhaps I had scolded her or I had forced her or I had made her write it 50 times, I may not have got this response which I got so instantly, to music.
True, absolutely.
And now also what you're saying is, if I turn this a little bit, there's this whole multiple intelligence here. Now we don't know which child has got what combination. So I think what you're saying is so correct, that मनसा ये भी कह रही है कि जब हम आर्ट करते हैं तो हम Mansa, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think there is something that just gone. Just give me a minute, please. I don't know what's. I can't see and I can't. Okay, I think there is just some disturbance. I'm so sorry.
No, that's.
तो मनसा क्या कह रही है कि आपको सिलेबस कंप्लीट करने के लिए सिलेबस और आर्ट को अलग अलग नहीं करना है, सिलेबस को आर्ट के साथ खत्म करना है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये एक बहुत ही सेंसिबल अप्रोच है, और इससे अगर हम लेते हैं तो आई थिंक वी बेनिफिट अ लॉट, है ना. So small little things which I feel are so important in now, Mansa, as you travel, as you meet people, so many years of experience, CBSC, you've been a part of the initial, the assessment and the continuous comprehensive assessment, which was like a very, very nice thing 10 years back. With the NEP coming, it has not just grown on nothing, it has grown with these people who researched. Now, when from then to now, 10 years, NEP talking about whatever the expanse is, what are the roadblocks that you have observed in the environment, which are not really making this happen?
Yeah, since Sonia, no roadblocks as far as the kids are concerned. I mean, Picasso said every child is an artist, and the problem is how to remain one after one grows up. So kids, as far as kids are concerned, whether they are in class 1 or 12, there is absolutely no roadblock, because they are open, and art is, I mean, children learn to do art before they learn to even write, I mean, obviously. So the problem is the adults, the teachers, the parents, the management, the community. Art has long been given the stepmotherly treatment, treated as extracurricular, sometimes even waste of time, not a very a subject that is meant for intelligent people, all kinds of these mindsets. So these mindsets are the roadblock. I mean, and to accept that art can be used to teach pure academic subjects. That's a huge paradigm shift. Although since NEP is laying emphasis now, but this has been talked about right from, I don't know, the other education commissions, the NCF talks about it at length. It's not something new. It has been talked about, but it's just the biggest roadblock is that people's acceptance to realize that art is such a powerful medium, that we are doing injustice to our kids by not bringing it into classrooms, because art provides students with opportunities to observe, think, ask divergent questions, form connections to things they already know, and then innovate, um, mm, uh, uh, draw conclusions, look at various perspectives, do problem solving. Art helps children collaborate together in creative processes. I mean, all this is very naturally it happens when we do art, and this is all that the NEP is talking about. NEP is saying make your teaching experiential, make it joyful, make it inquiry based, and art is by nature all that. So the roadblock is just the
Mindset. So I also must tell the audience, so Mansa did a beautiful chapter for the Springer publication that was educating adolescents around the world. And she researched. I was just there to kind of watch what she was doing, help her out just a little bit. And even when you did the adolescence and education around the world, Mansa, did you think of art and did you put it in and as a thought process?
I did think of art. I mean, I did want to. I didn't elaborate much because it was talking more about problems specific
Yes.
to that age group. But while researching, I did, and I'm still. I mean, I now I'm so glad that NEP actually mentions it in black and
Yes.
white, and everybody's sitting up and talking about art integration. And the CBSC has come up with this fantastic handbook on art integration. The NCRT has come up with another book on guidelines on art integration. There's suddenly a lot of spotlight on art integration. There is a Nishta module which
On art.
free for teachers to. So in fact, Sonia, I have put all these resources, links to these resources, some of the articles that I found very interesting, some videos, all this in the Padlet. that I shared with you.
Yes, the link will be
Yeah.
put up, Mansa. So this is
Yeah,
also
so
for
that
everybody.
Padlet, if some, I mean, if those who are interested, they can really go through the Padlet. I've left the comment box open, so anybody can start an open discussion, queries. So there's a whole lot of material in that Padlet, and that has been possible because now everybody is waking up to the fact that art is not extracurricular. Art is at the center. It is the pivot around which everything must revolve if we want to.
So also ये जो हमारे साथ हैं सब जुड़े हुए हैं, मनसा ने लिंक्स दिए हैं आर्ट इंटीग्रेशन जो सीबीएसई ने रिलीज किया है, जो एनसीईआरटी ने रिलीज किया है, निष्ठा का एक मॉड्यूल उसका लिंक है, आर्टिकल्स हैं, तो जरूर उस लिंक पे क्लिक करिए और पढ़िए, बिकॉज दैट्स वन वे जहां पे हम सीखेंगे. So Mansa, that's a great thing. Also, it gives us a new opening of how to share resources. So I think that's what these programs are all about. So that
absolutely, and people can even put their own resources. Yes. Since I've left the comment box open, they can add their own, share their own, some of the links that they think would be useful. It's like just building a community around that Padlet. So people can really share, chat, discuss, inquire.
That is so anyway, that is anyway the way to be an artist, to inquire without
yes,
and that
without fear.
Without fear, yes. So foundational stage, suppose I am a school at running running a foundational school, can you suggest the beginning of a roadmap to just start this process in my school for foundation?
Who would know better than you, Sonia, that I mean, the good news is that the teachers in the foundation stage are already doing it. I mean, teachers are doing craft, they're dabbling with colors with the kids, they have their hands in mud with the kids, and I mean, they foundational stage is already quite experienced in using art in multiple ways in their classrooms. So I think the main problem would be, as you sort of, the task becomes a little harder as the children start moving into senior classes, because then the teachers start working in silos. They find the prospect of art, integrating art, daunting. I mean, I have known teachers, walk up to me and say, I am a science teacher. How do you expect me to integrate, know anything about art? So this is where the school needs to, at a personal level, firstly, I mean, it's not that each one of us is completely delinked with art. I mean, when we cook something great and cook a great dish in the house, well, it is art. When we go out and in an exhibition and pick up a beautiful dupatta for ourselves, well, we are linking ourselves to art. So when we visit museums, we are exposing ourselves to art. When we go and listen to a music recital, well, there you are. So it's just time to sort of shift our perspective and start looking at art in a different way, and what the school, the kind of roadmap the school can plan out is, firstly, have the teachers develop lesson plans, look at lesson plans and look at art integration while they are planning the lesson plans. While they are planning the lesson plans, they should know exactly where they're going to use, which art form they're going to use, how long is the activity going to, they have to really think about it. And in this case, in case if they don't they are not comfortable with it, they can always approach the art teacher and tell them, this is what, this is the concept, this is what, do you think we can use some kind of, art form? For example, if a science teacher approaches the art teacher and art teacher is teaching clay modeling, I'm sure that art teacher and the science teacher can find something where they can do clay modeling also and learn about concepts of science also. You see, make model. So, but it cannot happen by just telling the teachers, aap kariye, aap art integration kariye. This will not happen. Teachers, CBSE talks about integrating art as an icebreaker, or you can use it as a transdisciplinary project. CBSE talks, but for me, actually, art can be used at any point of time. You can start you can bring in art to introduce the topic. You can use it during the time of instruction. Art can be used even during assessment. You want to assess, you put the children together, ask them to do role play to check their English proficiency. You want to check their concepts, ask them to draw a poster in a group activity, and so this is the kind of setup that the school should develop in there. And the point is, art integration is pushing uh, teachers to collaborate. I mean, art integration is actually increasing the role of the art teacher, and by art teacher I mean here the dance teacher, the music teacher, even the sports teacher. Right. And they are talking about actually having them collaborate with the subject teachers. Now, this can't happen unless the school provides specific slots in the timetable during the school time for teachers to be able to collaborate to make art integration possible. And initially it will be a slow process, because neither the art teachers are used to working outside their arena, neither are the other subject teachers. At least language teachers still to a certain extent use art, but the science, the social sciences, those teachers just have not used art in their classroom. So that kind of support, that kind of opportunity, that kind of time should be built in as continuous professional development program by the school management to scaffold the teachers development. Only then can it happen. That is the roadmap that I see.
मनसा हमें कह रही हैं कि अगर हमने स्कूल में इसको बहुत इफेक्टिव तरीके से हमने इम्प्लीमेंट करना है, तो जब टीचर्स प्लानिंग के स्टेज पे होती हैं, जब वो एक्चुअली अपने पेंसिल को उठाकर उस साल को प्लान कर रही हैं, तो टीचर्स का कोलैबोरेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जो आर्ट के टीचर्स हैं उसके साथ, उनके साथ, और उनको वो वक्त देना। ये नहीं कि आप टीचर को बोलें आप आर्ट इंटीग्रेट कर दीजिए, लेकिन टीचर को वो वक्त दीजिए अपने आप को डेवलप करने का, इंटरैक्ट करने का। तो वो एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हिस्सा है आपके स्कूल के रोड मैप के लिए। आई थिंक एक बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट मनसा ने कहा है कि आप ऐसे ही मत छोड़िएगा टीचर्स को, आप उन्हें प्रॉपर एक प्लेटफॉर्म दीजिए और प्लानिंग के स्टेज में उसको जरूर इंटीग्रेट करने दीजिए। मनसा, हमारे पास टाइम बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है, वी हैव जस्ट अबाउट अनदर 6-7 मिनट्स, but I still have 2 questions for you.
Quick.
quick ones. But ये ऐसी चीजें हैं which would not give it a without which the completion will not happen. So we have to go through the whole little cycle. So suppose I say that there's a beautiful song that says, "These are a few of my favorite things," right? So if I ask Mansa, that Mansa, what is that one favorite thing that you would use to integrate art into the children's lives, what would it be?
One of the things, one thing that I would really want to bring into classrooms is the value of museums, Sonia. I mean, museums are such fantastic ready-made resources for teachers to use. Science museum, history museum, I mean, big metropolitan cities have all kinds of museum. Even I've noticed even small cities have some museum, dusty museum tucked away. Nobody bothers about it. But when you walk into that museum, it is a treasure trove. So I want teachers to go out there, do their research, connect the museums with their syllabus. Get when the children go out to visit museums, they should have a agenda. They should be given worksheets. This is the time where the English teacher, the science teacher, the social science teacher, the environmental science teacher, they can all work together and have a worksheet that is based on the museum, and really bring it alive. Not just use it as a picnic or an outing outside. हाँ घूम के आ गए म्यूजियम में देखा, और museum is such a wonderful, amazing resource which children can learn so much from. So you can connect it to your syllabus, or even otherwise, for students to be able to look at an exhibit and to have all those questions popping in their minds. It's an amazing opportunity to teach them inquiry based learning. So I feel that museums, either we should take students, and or else, now with the pandemic, thank God, so many museums have opened up virtual tours. You
Yes.
can bring museums right into your classrooms, into your computer labs. In fact, in the Padlet, I've given a whole list of museums that have gone virtual, that you can tour. So what I mean, this is a
It's a
ready-made
beautiful
resource,
idea.
and I don't see schools really using this fantastic resource. That is
So
one thing that I would
that's
really
wonderful.
urge.
So,
Mm.
इट्स अ न्यू पर्सपेक्टिव. मैंने कभी इस बारे में नहीं सोचा कि आप संग्रहालय यानी म्यूजियम्स को एक आर्ट, एक थॉट, एक एनालिसिस, एक जस्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जरिया बना सकते हैं. आप आज के जमाने में, जब कोविड था, तो बहुत सारी चीजें अच्छी नहीं हुई, लेकिन कुछ चीजें बहुत अच्छी हुई जहां पे म्यूजियम्स ने अपने वर्चुअल टूर्स खोल दिए. तो आप उसके ऊपर उनके पास जाइए, उनके टूर्स को बुक करिए, अपने बच्चों को बताइए एंड जेन्युइनली उसको इंटीग्रेट करिए. आई थिंक दैट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल थॉट, Mansa. I had not really ever thought of museums. So I
Sonia, CBS
favorite thing.
NEP is talking about 10 bagless days.
Yeah. So
तो
this,
ये बैगलेस डेज में भी, मतलब you can have this kind of activity. It was so wonderful for the bagless days.
I think this is one of the very nice suggestions. In fact, जैसे जैसे हम आगे काम करेंगे इस बारे में, I will definitely talk about it. Very quickly, do we need to make parents aware of why art is important?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially जब फाउंडेशनल स्टेज में पेरेंट्स आके बोलते हैं कि आपने तो किताब में कुछ लिखवाया ही नहीं, तो आपने तो इसको कुछ सिखाया ही नहीं. So it is absolutely imperative that for especially for cities where parents may not understand this whole concept and they come from a certain background, we should schools should organize orientation programs where they can actually give research based evidence about how important it is and how absolutely critical it is bring art into the classroom, especially in foundational and for smaller children. I'm not saying I mean it's less critical
At
important for
any
the
stage,
senior,
yeah.
but yes. So parents have to be definitely they have to be included, they have to be brought on board.
So, Mansa, another beautiful thing that I thought I must share very quickly now that you talk of parent thing is that connecting very small children with art to very old people.
Yes.
Thought tha main kyun why I'm just struck me is that my mom is 88 years old, and my one day I go to Hyderabad and I see my niece taking out printouts, right? And my mother sitting on the table and coloring them. I thought, I mean, and she just doesn't like to do anything, but she was coloring that and just telling me line ke bahar.
So they are beginning to do that. I mean, I don't know if it was in Ireland or UK, I forget, but that
Yeah.
now they are bringing kindergarten children to
To
old
the
age
old,
homes,
absolutely.
and research is showing that their healths are improving.
Yes, yes. And plus the patience that this generation shows little children.
And the kids learn about another era which their
Yes.
parents can never talk to them
Never.
about. So it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely. So one very beautiful. And before we wind up for today, I have to tell the audience the week after this, we are going to have somebody very special for the second episode on art, and it's going to be a very special artist who works with not only the community of artists but also with the corporate, with children, with parents, and I so want you to meet her just to see how this whole curriculum can become more special and go to an outer space. Mansa and Mandakini are sisters and very beautifully art-based people. And I'm sure, like your, your glow and your happiness, Mansa, we look forward to having the whole community. And also very special is we are going to go to the place where she does all of this. And we are not going to do it from a closed room. Maybe they'll just walk around. I don't know. I'm excited to see the beautiful village of art that she's created. And it will bring in science, it will bring thoughts, it will bring magic. So, Mansa, thank you so much for the beginning.
Thank you so much for having me over,
Thank you.
Sonia. I'm
Thank you.
always happy to chat about art.
No, and you've been such a special part of our journey. Mansa, 87, 88 sessions, 88 weeks we have worked, and we have
Wow.
full for,
That's so.
everyone who comes on one call. I mean, I can just, genuinely feel that gratitude, because I think every speaker who's come in, I've never had to call them the second time. So we're really grateful. And thank you to this wonderful young team of Square Panda. Today we have Karan and Rishabh with us. Thank you, all you young people for this wonderful support. And we'll catch you all a week after that. Thank you, Mansa.
Thank you, Square Panda. Thank you, Sonia. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Square Panda.